74,000 years ago, the Earth was full of humans. Not just us, Homo sapiens, but Neanderthals in Europe, Denisovans in Asia, and Homo erectus in the East. We were thriving. And then, the mountain took a breath. It wasn't just an eruption. It was an execution. The Toba Supervolcano exploded with the force of 1 million Hiroshima bombs. It blotted out the sun for 6 years. Temperatures plummeted, plants died, animals starved, and humanity began to vanish. Geneticists call it the bottleneck, the moment our species was reduced to a few thousand survivors. We are the children of the few who didn't freeze. Today, we unseal the file on the day the human race almost ended. This is Dark Files Unsealed. To understand the scale, we have to look at the Volcanic Explosivity Index. Mist St. Helens was a 5, Krakatoa was a 6, Toba was an 8, the highest rating possible. It ejected 2,800 cubic kilometers of rock and ash. It left a crater so big, it is now the largest volcanic lake in the world. This wasn't just lava, it was the ash. It covered India in a blanket of ash 6 meters deep. But the real killer was the sulfur dioxide. Billions of tons of it shot into the stratosphere. The sulfur reacted with water vapor to create a mirror of sulfuric acid aerosols. This mirror reflected the sun's heat back into space. Instant volcanic winter. Global temperatures dropped by up to 15 degrees Celsius. In the tropics, where early humans lived, the lush rainforests turned into dry, cold grasslands, and then into deserts. The food chain collapsed. The eruption is geology. But the mystery is in our blood. In the 1990s, scientists looked at human mitochondrial DNA. They found something shocking. Compared to chimpanzees, or even bacteria, humans have remarkably low genetic diversity. We are all practically cousins. There is only one explanation for this lack of diversity. At some point in our recent history, our population crashed. We call it a population bottleneck. We estimate that the entire human race was reduced to between 1,000 and 10,000 breeding pairs. Think about that. 74,000 years ago, there were likely fewer humans on Earth than there are gorillas today. We were an endangered species. We were on the IUCN Red List. This catastrophe might explain why other human species vanished. Did Toba wipe out the competition? Did it weaken the Neanderthals and Homo erectus to the point of no return? The timing lines up perfectly. The ash falls, the winter begins, and the human population line flatlines. If the world was freezing and starving, where did the survivors hide? Archaeologists believe they found the sanctuary, a series of caves at Pinnacle Point, South Africa. While the interior of Africa dried up, the coast remained habitable. But survival required a change in diet. This is where we see a leap in cognitive evolution. The survivors stopped hunting big game because there wasn't any. They started eating shellfish, mussels, snails. Shellfish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, brain food. Some theories suggest that this crisis forced us to get smarter. To track tides, to develop complex tools, it was adapt or die. The Toba winter killed the weak. The survivors who emerged from those caves thousands of years later were different. They were sharper, harder. They were modern humans. The file isn't completely closed. Recently, tools found in India suggest some populations there, right under the ash cloud, survived. Did the eruption cause the bottleneck, or was the bottleneck already happening due to a natural ice age? The debate rages on, but one thing is undeniable. This line of ash exists. It marks a boundary in time. Before Toba, there were many kinds of humans. After Toba, Homo sapiens began their conquest of the planet. File 34 is closed, but the threat remains. Lake Toba is quiet today. People swim in the crater that once nearly killed our species. But Toba is still there, and Yellowstone, and Campi Flegrei. We feel like masters of the earth. But the Toba catastrophe reminds us of a humbling truth. We are the descendants of a few lucky refugees who found a cave and some clams. While the world burned, we survived once. Could we survive again? The file is closed, but the magma is moving.